What if I told you there's a drone that takes high quality videos that you could hand to your 7 or 10-year-old and they could fly it? No controllers needed, and it's under $350. Most quality drones are over $1,000 and you're just praying not to crash it into a tree. So what we're talking about is the DJI Neo 2. It weighs 151 grams, it can fit in your pocket, and might actually be kid friendly. Today we're asking the ultimate question: is this the best starter drone for dads? We're gonna look at ease of use, kid safety, and whether that new 4K 60 FPS camera is actually worth your hard-earned cheddar. My first thought when I opened up the box and saw the drone: this thing is tiny. Compared to the original Neo, the Neo 2 looks to be a little bit more pro. It's got a darker finish, and they've added a front-facing OLED screen so you can actually see which mode you're in without squinting your eyes. The biggest change you'll notice immediately: there are sensors everywhere. Unlike the first Neo, which was basically flying blind, this has omnidirectional obstacle sensing. As a dad and someone who's yet to own a drone, this is game-changing. It means it's much harder to fly into the side of your house. I also like that the propellers are enclosed. There's also a cover for the camera to keep it clean and keep the gimbal safe. This is one of my favorite features of the DJI Neo 2. You don't need a remote. I ended up getting one, but I'll explain why that won't be the case for everybody later in the video. For the palm takeoff, you just select your mode on the drone. I like the orbit shot, hold it out, and it zips into the air. I'm guessing because of the size and weight, they're able to add this feature, and I gotta say it's pretty cool. The active track is significantly faster now, up to 12 meters per second. I can actually go for a light jog or a bike ride, and it keeps up with me without losing me in the trees. It also can keep up with you in the car if you aren't going too fast, if you want some cool driving shots. I also like the return to palm. When you're done, you just hold out your hand and it lands right there. No landing pads, no dirt in the motors, it's dad proof. Now I will have to say you have to make sure you're in the side of the drone to be able to put your hand out for it to land. But if you're using your phone or the controller, you can just hit the return to home button. So can kids fly it? Well, yes and no. So the full coverage propeller guards are a massive win. If your toddler or older kid flies it too close and it hits something, the guards will keep the propellers from hitting anyone. With gesture control, my oldest can literally push the drone through the air with his palms and pretty much feel like a Jedi. This is pretty cool, and I've had some people at the park ask me how I'm doing that with no controller, or they'll ask if I have a controller somewhere. Okay, so still, I have to warn, it is still a flying machine with high-speed motors. I wouldn't leave a 5-year-old alone with it, but as a family activity with older kids, it's probably the safest DJI drone ever made. So the Neo 2 has a few modes that you can cycle through just using the LED screen on the front. The first mode is a follow mode. This will follow you at the same height and distance. Here's the rocket. The third mode is circle. This just does a circle around you and is good for showing your surroundings. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is the droney. This one, I super like this one. It just shoots out over there and it gets a little bit of height, and you'll see, it's really cool. So we're gonna go ahead and do that one. Get in the shot, and we're gonna start 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And as you can see, all you have to do is press the button and it actually does the shot for you. Like, I'm not even controlling it with the controller at all. All you gotta do is put the instruction in there and then it goes. So that's super cool. And like I said, you don't even need the controller really. Let me move this up a little bit so we don't have too much, not too loud. So you don't even need the controller. I'm just using it because I like to shoot in, I like to set my ISO and my shutter and everything just to get it, you know, dial it in. But it's not necessary. So just shooting it like this is perfectly fine. It's cool, and you're gonna get some good shots. So I'm super happy with it. Like I said, I don't always use the controller, but sometimes I want like a really nice shot, so then I will use the controller. The new Neo 2 gets a 2-axis mechanical gimbal, which gives it better stabilization over its predecessors. For the stability, the footage is pretty smooth. It handles dad moments like chasing the kids through the park without that shaky, dizzy look. For slow-mo, it now does 4K 100 frames per second. If you want a cool shot of your kids throwing the football around or playing basketball, this is how you're gonna get it. So for image quality, that came with one of the big cons for me and almost was a deal breaker. For me in particular, is that the drone doesn't have D-Log or any log color profile. Now for most dads who just wanna fly this around with your kids or get some cool shots, this won't be a problem. The drone shoots in standard color profile. I'm okay with it and still trying to figure out how to color it best, but what I'm using it for, I guess I don't need it. It would be nice, but since this is my starter drone, I'm good with it. So for durability, I gotta say I've accidentally tapped a few branches. Thanks to the LiDAR sensing and the guards, it usually just bounces back and recovers. I was really worried the first time I hit a tree branch and it fell to the ground. I just dusted it off and had it go right back up. Pretty surprising how durable this thing is. It's light, but doesn't feel flimsy. Also, it comes with extra propellers, just in case something weird happens. I haven't had to replace any of the propellers so far, and while I was filming this, I actually had that run into my microphone and it fell, and again, it was fine, good to go. Okay, let's talk money. It starts around $259 depending on your region or if you have to import it. So for that, you get the drone and a battery, but my recommendation would be getting the Fly More combo at minimum. You get 3 batteries and a charging hub. It says 19 minutes of flight, but really it's 14 to 15 minutes, so you definitely need those extra batteries. What I have, so I originally had the Fly More combo, but then realized I was missing some features that I needed for my own personal shooting experience. And again, I don't think this is gonna affect most dads. You can connect your Neo to your phone and control it with that, but to get the correct shutter speed and dialing the ISO to get the most out of your camera, you do need the controller. Also, you can only turn down the sharpness while using the controller as of the time of making this video. So hopefully we get an update to fix that. So I returned the other one and got the controller. Honestly, I still use it with the kids without the remote if I don't need the cinematic look. So for most dads, it's gonna be the Fly More combo without the remote. That starts around $349. So for the value, comparing it to other drones, which are typically over $500, the Neo 2 is a steal. You're getting DJI's superior tracking and software for a lot less. So is this the perfect dad drone? I would say the verdict is yes. If you need cinematic coloring and want to fly 5 miles away, buy a Mini 5 Pro or a Maverick. But if you want a drone that fits in your jacket pocket, stays in the air for 45 minutes with the 3 batteries, and captures high quality family memories without having complex controls, the DJI Neo 2 would be my choice. It's my first drone and honestly, I'm super happy with it. So what do you guys think? Is the optical avoidance enough to make you trust it around your kids? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Tech Dad reviews. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.